to do just what he said he would do. And he's gonna fulfill every promise to you. But you can't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. Why? Because he's able. Do I have a witness in here? Anybody know that the God that we serve, he's able? Yes, he is. I tried him and I know God, just what he said. This morning that know
Good afternoon, midday family. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Listen, happy Wednesday. I pray that your day is going amazing. And guess what? It's about to be even better, right? If you've been having a good day, it's about to get so much better. I want to welcome everybody. What's up, Tony B? Welcome to midday. You know I love you. Danya D, to all of those that are on YouTube. Listen, today is Wednesday. You know we got a special guest today. We've been talking about her, but before we bring her on, I need everybody to be so kind to like, tag, and share. Like, tag, and share. I need you to hit your like, tag, and share. I need you to tag not one, but two people. Deaconess Ramona, welcome. My Cindy Lou, best friend, girlie, what's going on to all of those that are on today? Welcome to midday. Welcome. Let me get my Bible. I threw all my stuff on the side, y'all. Put it in my bag. I'm going to move it over here because I have a guest co-host today, and she is bad. She's dynamic. She is the author of this amazing book, The Art of Life. She's an entrepreneur. She's a wife. She's a fashionista. And let me tell you this, not only is she beautiful outside, she is beautiful outside. I've had the opportunity to watch her blossom from a little girl to a beautiful flower, a rose. She's amazing. And her schedule allowed her to be here today. And I thought that it was fitting for her to come because this book, Danya, this book, Tona, you need to have this in your arsenal. And before it's over, we're going to find out how we can get it, how we can be empowered. But TaiQuia is amazing. She's an educator. She's a sweetie pie. Can I say that? She's a sweetie pie. When I say sweetie pie, Minister Angela, what I mean is that she doesn't carry the outside, but her shine, her glow, her gem is her inside. And that is why I brought her to midday. No fluff. What you see is what you get. She's a brilliant. And let's bring her on. You're probably saying PM. Let's go. Can we send some hearts, send some love for my co-host today, TaiQuia Warren? Come on, let's welcome her to midday. Send some hearts, y'all. Send some love. Let's go.
Wait,
Hey,
put your thumbs up
Kia.
when
There she is. Hey, Quaya. Welcome to
Hi.
midday.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm TaiQuia Warren, and I'm excited to be here on midday. How are you, Marcella? Thank you for having me.
I'm super. I told y'all she comes in and she just has that. She's not shy and she's not a stranger. I am super excited to have you on midday today. I'm glad that your schedule allowed you to come. I'm excited about this book. So the reason why I got it, and let me just say this to you too, Quaya. I'm excited because I was talking to your mom, and your mom is on. I don't know exactly where she's at with all of the people on Facebook, but her mom has been my friend, best friend for many years, right? Before church, before that's been my partner, right? And she says to me, Quaya, don't be saying I'm on. And I said to her, one, I'm in North Carolina and you in New York. There's nothing, ma'am, you could do. And two, I'm the host, me and Quay. You ain't got nothing to do with this. So I want to thank God for her mom and your supporters that are on midday today. I want to thank God for all of you. And while you're on, hey, Ayana, hey, Mother Tweety, I need everybody to like, tag, and share. So, Quaya, Miss Warren, or Miss T, what do they call, what did they used to call you at work? What do they call you?
So at work, they call me Miss T. Some of the boys call me Mama T, but they call me Miss T or Mama T. I have
Okay.
that warm, welcoming spirit. So, I make everybody feel loved and comfortable. So they call me Miss T, Mama T.
Right. And this is so crazy because she's not an old lady, right? And they call her Mama T. So I want you to talk about this book. And I have a few questions, but I want you to talk about this new release of this book that has the only oxymoron for a title, The Art of Life. Midday,
Yes.
who's calling life art? Who's seeing who can catch that? When I started to read this quote, I was like, she's setting us up. She's setting us up because when you think about the art, you think of the beauty, you think of creativity. Tell us about this book.
Okay, so The Art of Life, guys, The Art of Life, this beautiful book that I wrote, The Art of Life, it's an exploration of your existence. When people hear the art, sometimes they think about artists, right? So like an artist draws out pictures and they brush stroke their life, right? So they have different paintings and they have different brush strokes, and that's the art of their life. When it comes to my book, The Art of Life, There's Beauty and Self-Discovery, it's about the exploration and different challenges that people may face in their lives. People don't look at a challenge as art. People look at a challenge as a pitfall or something that's a setback. Every challenge that you go through is a part of the art of your life.
Wow. So this is what because I called you on it. I'm like, every chapter is the art of grieving, the art of knowing your enemy, the art of knowing your emotions, right? And I'm like, where is there beauty in grief? You guys, let me tell you, she says the art of self-love, right? Embracing self-love is a transformative discovery of understanding and acceptance. So that sounds like a journey, and that deals with truth, right? And it could be ugly truth, Quia. But you have depicted, she has I am enough in the depths of my soul. This book, right? Because we're going to go into more chapters because I got a lot more questions. This book is like a tool of, and I know we just came out of Jesus Girl Summit Reimagined 2024, and you were there. This book, Akia, that we have in our hands, or that you have released, is really a tool to navigate us from the negative to the positive, from the ugly things of life. Do you agree? Was that the mode you were in when you were writing this book?
So yes, when I was writing the book, I was faced with a lot of different challenges at my workplace, and it was hard to navigate. So I instead of venting to someone who didn't understand me, I wrote the book, and it was different joys, it was sorrows, it was growth, and it was the way that I interpreted things based on what I was going through at my workplace during that time. And sometimes we find things so challenging, we don't see the beauty in it. Because every situation that I went through, I learned from it, and it also helped me grow. Because
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I could have reacted how they wanted me to, and I could have been called, different names, or the ghetto young black girl. But opposed to me reacting, I just wrote my journey down, and I learned from every encounter and everyone that I dealt with.
So let me ask you this. I had to ask you, when did you know you were an author or had the pen of a ready writer? Minister Angela, hey Kia, how did you know that I'm a writer, or that you had a passion to write?
I always loved poetry growing up. I remember that I was gifted a Tupac book, and that was, way back in the day. That probably was the early 2000s, and I read his book over and over, and I love poetry. And then when I got with my husband, we used to write poems back and forth to each other. When we first
Wait
started.
a minute. So you guys would write poetry. Everybody probably thought you was like the corny, cute girl couple. Because what was y'all like? Roses are red, violets are blue. I love you. That's as much poetry.
It was a little more deep than that. It was a little more deep than that. We would write little poetry to each other, and funny enough, that's how we started dating, writing poetry. And then when I was dating him, I had wrote a at this time, we boyfriend and girlfriend, and I had wrote a book, a juvenile story, and I actually thought that was going to be the first book that I was going to publish. But I wrote the book back in 2017, and I never finished it. I didn't publish it. I didn't do anything with it. So I thought that would be my first book.
So again, I want y'all to know, I know Mama T or Lady T before we got here. We did not come from poetry, roses, Southside Jamaica, right? Queens, that's where we lived at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you come from an environment. I need y'all to hear this midday. I want y'all to see this. We are New Yorkers. So it wasn't like you just see bouquets of flowers everywhere. The environment wasn't creative like that. It would seem like brick walls, like concrete jungle. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Honestly, how did hey, Bishop Kendall, welcome to Midday. How is it that in all of that's going on, that you come to a soft spot, a vulnerable spot, to write poetry from a Tupac book?
If you listen to Tupac, he had some good poems. It was very inspiring and enlightening. And sometimes listening to different music, and I'm not a songwriter, but listening to different music, it puts you in a different mood. And I was able to depict and write my feelings down, and it became poetry.
Isn't that something? Are y'all hearing that? God created and cultivated, even in a contradiction to somebody you're listening today. And the reason why we're talking about the art of life, the beauty of this self-discovery is because oftentimes we think everything, Quaya, has to line up and it has to be perfect. And even in the middle of a storm, there's beauty that can be there in your worst moments, because you go on to talk about the art of grieving. The art of grieving. And I lost my mom and I lost some people, but I didn't find no beauty in that. I didn't find no peace in that. How the art of joy. How is it, or what would you say to someone that's listening today about rediscovering the positive out of that negative?
Okay, so it's funny that you said that because it goes with the title. So if you look at the I'm not the title, if you look at the cover of the book, you see there's two different roads, right? So you have a choice. You can go, for example, you can go right and you can just grieve, or you can go left and have grieve and joy, right? So when it
Yes.
comes to grieving, a lot of people in my community, also, my husband is okay with me sharing this. Dealing with my husband, he was experiencing a lot of grieving when I first met him. His mom died, his aunt died, and his grandmother died. 2014, 15, and 16 back to back. And my husband was grieving. I didn't know that he was grieving. He didn't know that he was grieving. But the things that he was doing during those times, drinking excessively, partying, hanging out late, just not being himself. And I'm thinking, okay, he's just hanging out. But then I'm realizing, no, he's not just hanging out. The drinking is becoming more excessive, and he's not happy. Although he's getting out with a smile on his face, he's grieving, but he didn't know how to properly grieve. And what I'm realizing is, in marginalized communities, a lot of people don't know how to grieve. So now I'm in school for social work. Fast forward years later, and I'm realizing when I look back at things, people deal with situations the best way they know how to. When you come from
Wow.
like the regular neighborhoods, and you come from the hood, all you know is, okay, you'll be okay, and life goes on. And then you start drinking, you start hanging out, and you start doing things that's unfamiliar to yourself, and it becomes the norm. So that's why I wrote the grieving stage. I was I was present with my husband when he went through his grieving stage. So my book is teaching you about how to grieve, the process you're going to go through, and the steps to take to navigate out of grieving.
And then you have a chapter about knowing your enemy, identifying your enemy. Again, we come from, this is so good. Hey, Minister Salito, listen, we identify our enemy, but you start talking about how to win with the enemy, how to defeat the enemy. When normally, listen to this midday. Hey, Sadie, a lot of times we just go at the enemy and we just start like face to face, right? You're talking about winning, knowing your opponent, learning from your opponent. It's so powerful because, again, in certain atmospheres and cultures, we are only taught to identify, not disarm, not be empowered. We, what made you, again, coming from a culture in a community where it's just like, you kill my cat, your dog gotta go. I'm done. Don't play with me. Don't come on. You already know. From an intense atmosphere, how did you get to this place to say, I got lemons, but I'm gonna make lemonade? And then you say, I got lemons, I'm gonna make lemon pie and sell it because you're an entrepreneur. You are Miss Moneybags boss up. So I want y'all to understand, how did you get to that?
So, as from life experiences, I used to react off of several different situations. I've seen people in the professional working field react off of certain situations. And then I realized once you react, you're just as bad as your opponent. You're no different, right?
Oh,
So,
say it again, Quay. Don't rush
yes.
through that. Say it midday. Did y'all hear that? Y'all got to send some hearts up to let us know. YouTube. Say that again. That's so powerful.
But life, when you react, you're no different from your opponent. And then if somebody is observing the situation, they don't know who's wrong or who's right, because to the person on the outside, both you guys are being, caddies with each other, or, just not treating each other the correct way or how you should be treating someone. So in the working field, I noticed that if I react, of course, I will be, the angry black woman or the angry black girl. So opposed to reacting, I would just learn from each situation. It wasn't easy. It was very, very challenging. A lot of patience, a lot of self-reflection, and a lot of self-control. So it's not an easy process. And that's how I was able to navigate and write out the process because I went through it myself.
And then you've done very well in the marketplace as far as career, as you're almost like a Joseph. You had situations coming in, maybe in a as a minority woman, Afro
Mm-hmm.
American. I'm not
Yeah.
being racist. We're being realistic,
Mm-hmm.
and then coming in, knowing the atmosphere and knowing the objective. You navigated through that till you've done record-breaking numbers and changed so many lives with young adults in your career. We need to send us some hearts for that. Tell us about that.
Okay, so at my current employer, I am a site director at a juvenile jail. Some of the youth there have been molested, and in return, they have molested someone else. It's unfortunate that it has happened to them, but in this field, it's a learned behavior. So, unfortunately, they have did it to different family members, friends, or people in their communities.
And then you were telling me about your dinner, the setup, the family
Oh
environment,
yes,
small things that you've done to make an impact.
yes, I love my boys. I have 6 boys total. They're headache. It's like raising your own kids, and they all come from different walks of life. They're all different nationalities. I have some Hispanic, some African American. They're all different. The ages range from 11 to 22, and they're great human beings. But when they have offended against their family members, the families are unforgiving. So
Mm.
they come to my facility and they're judged or they have been slighted by the family based on whatever the offense that they have done in their family. So I just show them like this is not the end of your life. This is a stepping stone, and whatever you're going through, you're going to get through. And something I do with my boys, I bring in a couple of copies of my books, and we have family dinner every Thursday, and we sit and we have to write in the chapter of the book.
Right. So do you see that in every atmosphere? I wanted you guys to hear this, and I felt really strong about this because this woman is not coming from an idealistic golden spoon in her mouth to where it could be like, well, every day my nanny read poetry to me. Right? There was no nannies, right? Am I right, Quaya? I
Yes, no
probably
nannies.
right, no nannies, right? It was like grandma and Aunt Judy and and
Yes.
and your granddad and your dad, right?
Yep.
And your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't that. It's not that she wasn't challenged in the marketplace and had an opportunity and took that opportunity. I wanted you to hear midday that you could make some small adjustments that's going to lead to big victories, right? To the place that Ayana, she writes a book, right? And not this is her first published book, but she has another one that's coming. I want to read a little excerpt for something that she wrote, and we're going to expound on it because Quaya, I wanted you to come on because so many times we think we need so much more. We need
Mm-hmm.
more money. We need this. And sometimes you need to just tap right in that moment and make it happen. Use what you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might not have the big restaurant and you know that you got a big chicken recipe. You might have to
Mm-hmm.
start right in your kitchen with that black skillet that your mama gave you. Get you some
Mm-hmm.
oil while you on food stamps and start selling dinners just like that. Does that make sense to
Yes.
somebody that's listening? You got to do it right then and there because
Mm-hmm.
guess what? We're not in the CBS studio. We're in our house right now. And you might have to use what you have to affect the world. Look what she writes. Here it is. It says, live, learn, and love your life. This is page 114. It's your divine right to step into your divine purpose. It's your divine. It's divine. It's God, right? The goal is to embrace your true identity while living life and getting finer with time. Lord have mercy. I love it. Accept people for who they are, not who you want them to be. Can somebody say amen? Hey, Apostle Stephanie, I'll see you on Saturday. Step into your divine purpose right? Which is your
Mm-hmm.
divine right. And then be honest. Don't make people who you want them to be. Accept them for who they are. This is the art of life.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes we are disappointed, we disconnected,
Yes.
we heartbroken, Quaya, because we want them to be what we want them to be, and we ain't who we supposed to be.
Yes, and that comes also with failed expectations. You put expectations on people and they can't live up to it. And it's not the person, it's actually you. And then people will blame the other person and say, oh, well, he didn't do this or she didn't do that. No, you put a failed expectation. So that's
Yeah.
what the book teaches you to, navigate through life. And as you navigate through life, the book is reflective. So you can write out how you feel and then also reflect back on what I wrote. And then it's a step-by-step process to help you go through whatever you're going through.
I think you called it failed expectation. I love to call it unrealistic expectations
Mm-hmm.
because we put the bar so high and we just deemed, instead of meeting people where they are. Here it is. This is another one. Separate yourself from the world. Pour into yourself. Love yourself and date yourself. Whoa, what does that mean? And how does that look? And how do we get to that?
Oftentimes, people pour from an empty cup. Some people are overwhelmed, whether it's with life, whether it's with their families, whether it's with friends, and sometimes it just can be regular everyday life. And then you continue to pour into other people. You're pouring from an empty cup. So what are you giving out? So
Mm,
you have to pour into yourself, date yourself, love yourself, and also get to know who you are. Some people don't realize you don't like the same thing that you liked at 20. At 20, you may have accepted certain different values or different experiences from men or women. At 30, you're not willing to accept that. So date yourself to find out who you are and what you want.
yeah, here it is. The bottom line is, I think it's so key that you're saying we've got to take time out with our self evaluation and self care, right? So if I'm dating myself, right, then I'm treating myself, I'm establishing myself, right? How long have you been married, if you don't mind me asking?
Um, Next Monday will be 6 years.
Whoa, y'all
Yes.
still newlyweds, right? And your husband is stone cold crazy about you. I
Yes,
want you
and my
guys to know
husband is
today,
on.
right?
He's somewhere on there. He's somewhere on supporting me.
You know that he's not far. I want y'all to know. He's probably like sending more hearts. This man is so in love with you, and it shows even on your post. You just celebrated a birthday, correct? Where did you?
Yes.
Where did you guys go?
We went to Italy. We went to Italy. Italy. We went to Venice, Rome, and we went to Amalfi Coast. It was a beautiful trip. It was amazing.
Your pictures were amazing. We want to thank you for letting us in on your love affair, right? But let me just say this to you. This is a woman that comes from South Jamaica, Italy, Rome, Venice. The farthest might have been at a time South Carolina, maybe, or
Hmm.
North Carolina, where you have stepped out of the glass ceiling, and opened up doors and ventures. You are that person that just kind of changes the game. And I'm not just saying that because I know her, but it's a fact, and we could celebrate people where they are. Here it is. How do you feel about, or what do you feel when you're standing in a space where it's like, I would never see that. I could never see that.
The feeling is surreal, and a lot of the times I'm just like, wow, I'm here. Imagine traveling and you're looking at stuff that you've seen in textbooks. It's like, wow, we really made it. We're traveling, and the best part about it is traveling with my husband. No matter where we go, we could be stuck in the airport. As long as he's there, it's the best trip in the world.
Oh, say it again. She says long.
Long-
Hey, Sonia.
yes, as long as he's there, it's the best trip in the world.
Right. Is that, and for someone else that might be thinking, my background, my history, I didn't see marriage. How does that, how do you feel about that? That, you know what, you are a married woman, happy 6 years.
Hmm.
And we come from a culture where it'd be like, you better shut up, get out of here, I do what I want to do, say what I want to say. Does that make sense? That you guys have a great union, great communication, and a lot of love for each other.
It's not easy. We didn't always, we didn't start off like this. Over time and over communicating and learning each other and being patient is why we're still here. It takes a lot. And as long as you stay committed to your partner and have patience, and you have to be willing to grow with your partner. It's very important to grow with your partner. And open communication. There's no wrong or right. Communication is key.
So okay, so I'm just gonna put you out there, and you probably will have to just be like, Marcella, you was wrong for that, and I'll be okay. We go to Jesus Girl Summit, y'all. Quaya and her husband, thousands of other people, and they are up there recommitting their love to not to each other, but to the Lord.
Yes.
And when you look, he's just the protective and rubbing, and they're hugging, and they are giving their life to the Lord under the anointing of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they so in love. They just loving here at the altar. There's a picture, y'all, Ayana, and it's a shot that came out, and they are in the middle of this mega summit, and they are just laughing and looking at each other. I kept the picture. I screenshot it, right? Because I'm all for marriage and all for happiness, and I'm just teen warming. I want y'all to know that, right? What about this love that God has put together? Is it fairy tale?
It feels like a fairy tale. That's how good it is.
Wow. Girl, you're about to make me fall out this chair here. Does that make sense? And let me just say this to you, because to someone that's listening, you know, I'm married 17 years. My husband is the everything and always will be, right? TaiQuia is from a younger generation where women want to do what they want to do, and men, and you don't have to be committed. She's a testimony. Hey, Sonia, she's a testimony that love wins and God will. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to do all of that. And it's just amazing to see your transition and your transformation. And then your Aunt Judy is on me saying, go girl, yes, go. Because there's so many people that's on here that know, even that you don't know, that feel like love is gone, that feel like I need so much. This is why I felt led to bring her Ayana on, because this is a woman that you would be like, the cards are stacked against you. Beauty is on your side. Brains is on your side. But a lot of women opt out, not for the beauty, not for the integrity. I mean, not for the brains. They just go to just blending in. And you've made a decision to step out, to be beautiful inside and out. Always respectful, always kind. You are the family manager, I heard. She's the leader in a sense to her siblings, and she's not the oldest. Is that a lot of responsibility?
It at I'm currently just realizing after all of these years, yes, it is a lot of responsibility, but I've been doing it for so long, and now
Hold on. Somebody just said, one of my Minister Angela from DC, DMV. She said, I just ordered 2 books off of Amazon. Can we
wow,
thank God?
thank you so much. Yes, and has some hearts. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
We want you
Please
to make sure
leave a
y'all go
review.
get this book. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Tell them
leave a
what to do,
review on
player.
Amazon.
She says she needs you to leave a review. Minister Angela is a reader. She takes her
Mhm.
books all over on her cruises. She's always going somewhere, right? Quay said, yes, she is the family. That's your baby sister on here, your twin, saying, yes, she is the family manager, because you've had to manage her, right? And it's not
Yes.
been easy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
still managing her.
Yes.
So
Um,
listen, I want you guys to get this book. She's not finished, but I want you guys to take a moment and Quay, tell them real quick where they could get the book at.
So the book is located on Amazon. Amazon, you can type in The Art of Life, or you can type in TaiQuia Warren. It's also located on Barnes and Nobles. Again, you can type in The Art of Life. There's Beauty and Self-Discovery on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles.
Okay, so let me get to another chapter I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the art of self-love. We covered that, right? I got my little notes. Here it is. We did the art of grieving, but I wanted to read this to you guys midday, so that those that are going through, those that have, the grieving is hard. And guess what? There's no cap. It could hit you. It does not have to have an invitation. It happens. You could be in your best moment. You could be at a threshing place, a pivotal point in your life, and all of a sudden grief will come. It's unannounced. But here you said grieving is a deeply personal experience, an art form unique to each individual. It's a journey through the complex emotions that arise after loss, whether it's the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or any significant change or disappointment. That was key for me. Here it is. It is not just the death of a loved one. It is the severing of anything and
Mm-hmm.
growth. So we're grieving. Remember, Midday Family, Samuel grieved over Saul. God wanted, this is a Bible story, God wanted this man to do something. He was using him, Quaya, and the Lord cut him off. And the prophet was sad about the relationship, sad about the outcome. So the Lord had to say, how long are you going to grieve? So that
Yeah.
lets you know it could go too far. It could
Mm-hmm.
take over. What about someone that's grieving now about a job or grieving and there's some disconnections that you've had, but it brought you into a better purpose. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about that, Quaya.
So with my current employer now, I have been there for 9 years, and I'm currently transitioning out to a different field due to that employer. They're doing some cutbacks, so they're gonna have to let some people go. And in life, sometimes you don't realize you may be blocking your blessing if you want to stay stagnant or you don't take that push. Sometimes things happen for a reason. I love my job. I love the boys I work with, but it is my time to go. I have changed many lives there, and I'm grateful for the experience just to come into people's life and see the joy on the kid's face. Whether it was a graduation I did for them, whether it was a birthday party, just seeing the joy. And sometimes you're put in places for a season. My season is over. Sometimes people they fight it, they want to be resistant. God is making moves for you sometimes, and He has a plan for you. You have to follow that roadmap. Sometimes we think that as human beings we have it all figured out. No, God has a bigger purpose for you. There's a bigger picture, but you have to walk in alignment. Sometimes people miss their assignment because they're so busy being stubborn as humans. So sometimes, listen, God has a plan. People would think
Listen,
that losing a job is the end of the world. It's not. There's something bigger and better out there for you.
I
Stay
can
in alignment with
yeah.
that.
This woman is so powerful and she looks so meek and just a pretty face. But did you hear Apostle? It was so key. She said, as humans, as people, we think we know. And we
Mm-hmm.
lose out. And it's so key, Quaya, because this week on midday, I was talking about how the Lord told Saul to kill the Amalekites, annihilate the enemy. Saul makes the decision. He's not going to do that. It ultimately destroyed Saul's life.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the woman of God just said, stay in alignment. When your purpose is over and that destiny has been fulfilled, we need to move on.
Yes.
It's like the military. When they finish doing what they need to do, they deploy you. They send you somewhere else. For military, we just pack up and we are gone and we good to be Marines or, or whatever. Mother Stephanie, what about when we need to be soldiers in the army of the Lord and allow God to direct us? What you've done with your guys and in that area, but now it's done. What about now you're doing your book? You're an entrepreneur. You have another business anyway. I told you this Miss Moneybag job. She
Yes.
divorced.
I own an event hall located in South Jamaica, Queens. It's called Suite 116. So if you guys know anyone in the New York area looking for an event hall, please look up Suite 116 on Instagram. It's a family friendly event hall.
So you and your husband
Yes.
have purchased and own where they can go have a safe environment. So this is the deal, Miranda. When you got all types of eyes on the pot, or you know that God is with you, it's not that things won't happen to you. It doesn't mean that she won't go through, you don't go through the process. But now you are going around getting ready to do tours about your book, doing different broadcasts, getting ready to do a podcast soon in the future about the book. Because guess what? That season left. Are you upset about it?
No, not at all. Listen, I'm blessed and I'm highly favored. I have met so many people along the way since I have been let go from my job, and also not even with the job, just my connections, my networking, and all of the opportunities that for example, I was presented with an opportunity to come to different juvenile jails across Long Island and bring my book and use my book and teach the girls and the boys about the art of life.
Wow. And what about this? Your book, another stream. There was something that you told me that, oh, your mentoring ship as a
Yes.
coach.
Yes, so I'm doing life coaching. It's a mentoring life coach program. I currently have 4 people. I'm only taking 5 slots, so I have 1 slot open for one more person, and I teach different women different things. I have 2 ladies now who are currently working on writing their own book. So I'm working on teaching them how to write their book, and I'm going to help them self-publish their books as well. And then some people want to work on some different things. So just any life coaching services that you need, you guys can follow me on Instagram at brownskin14, and the link is in my bio for any life coaching.
I wanted Midday to experience your ministry, your voice, and I'm super excited, right? Because oftentimes we could generalize people, Quaya. We could stereotype or we could profile people and be like, oh my God, look at her. She looks like, or even with church people. That's the past. I've had people like sit me and my husband in corners and stuff like we're not like the kindest people or very gentle with us in a way out of respect. And I wanted people to hear your voice and get to know that guess what? You don't know anybody's story until you get to meet them. Till we take time to build relationships, Akia. Sometimes they mishandled Jesus because they thought there was nothing good that could come from Nazareth. And all of a sudden, he's a miracle worker. But because of your region and because of your title and the color of your hair or your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
I won't handle you. This woman is so powerful. You are beyond years. You got your hands in everything that's positive. And I'm super, super excited because we need more positive energy. We need more people that are living out God's purpose and plan. And then not only are we living it out, she got it in the book. In this book that you're about to purchase, Apostle Stephanie, I love this. She's allowing us to use our voice. She's not dictating throughout the book. Why did you put the workbook here, Quaya? What did you think about that when you were putting it together?
I wanted to empower people to also read, but also take their journey. As you read the book, have your own journey, write your stuff down, and be inspired and cultivate a deeper understanding of oneself. That was my thought process.
So here it is. This book is going to give you the journey. It's going to give you the layout. But then it's going to give you to put your thinking tool on, not being led, not being dictated, to write out. The scripture talks about write the vision that they could read it.
Mm-hmm.
They would run. You've got to write out to those that are dealing with depression, that's dealing with anxiety. You feel caged and smothered. You want to get to a place where you could write out those emotions. Those that are visionaries, and you guys are creatives. You need to write it out so that it can get from out of your head, from out of your heart onto paper. And then
Mm-hmm.
you're going to go back and see it. And you're going to be like, I did write that. I did say that. God did do that. This is a testimony, right? James said, where do I find the book? Somebody says this, the kingdom needs more of Quaya. Okay. The
Amen.
kingdom needs more of Quaya. And when
Amen.
she's all over, I want y'all to know midday. I want y'all to remember
Yes,
that,
I was on
that you,
midday first.
I was on midday first. I want y'all to. I love the first. Quaya, tell them how somebody wrote Barnes and Nobles and Amazon. So tell
Yes,
them where they
Marcella.
can find your book.
You can purchase the book on Amazon.com. Type in The Art of Life, or you can go on Barnes and Nobles and type in The Art of Life. There's beauty and self discovery.
There's beauty. Would y'all like Quaya to come back on midday? I love it. I would love for her to be here again because she has another book that's coming out. She has another book that she has to put out. We're going to put the pressure on her that while she's journeying around the world, she's going to be at United Nations Church Charlotte with a book release. We're going to have a whole conversation. You're going to get to meet her in person. We're going to take pictures. We're going to eat. We're going to have a good time. And let me say something to you. We are going to support. We're going to support. We're supporting our own. We're supporting each other. That's like, what you make happen for somebody else, God makes happen for you. There are a lot of us that's listening. Apostle Stephanie, Kerry said, come back. James said, thank you. There are a lot of us that just needed somebody to identify. I got book in me, but I don't see it. I got greatness in me, but I'm not sure. Midday, I wanted Quia to come on to tell her story, right? How in every area and platform she soared. Even she's not the oldest sibling. She's not the oldest, right? You're the second child.
Yeah, I'm the second oldest.
She's the second oldest, right? And she's the family manager. She governs everybody. Me and her mom were on here and she said, yeah, I got to get up. And mom, you got to, and we were like, bye. She wants everybody, right? In a very gentle, loving, respectful way that you would want to listen and not out of disrespect or control. That's God on her. So Cuisine said, yep, definitely come back. And that's because that's your cousin. She got a family here. She got a family here. So inspiring. Sister Sybil from DC said, beautiful story.
Thank you.
Wanted her to, yeah. Quia, if you could say anything to anybody that's writing or not writing, what would you say to them? You got the floor.
I would urge people, whether you're writing with my book or without my book, whatever you're going through in life, just be kind to yourself, be patient to yourself, and whatever you're going through, you're going to get through it. Sometimes we block our own blessings by being stubborn or being so angry in the moment. Everything in life will pass. Everything is here for a season, and it is not to stay forever. And be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Sometimes we are too hard on ourselves, and then sometimes we get too overwhelmed and we can't think clearly. Take time, patience, and be kind to yourself, and also be kind to others. You never know what someone is going through, so be kind to others and be kind before you judge someone.
Woo! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you put that in the chat? Everybody, YouTube, be kind, be kind. We need to put that all up and down. Corinne, hey, Corinne, she said, so true. Listen, her whole family, they're all on here and they don't play, right? We love them. Be kind, be kind. Put it on your page. Put it on your social media. That is the meal of the day for midday. We know that midday is good for you and good to you. We want you to be kind, be nice. And most of all, we could be cool to everybody else, but to somebody that's battling or being indifferent, you got to be good to yourself. You got to thank God that today, whatever was holding you back and you came through, you know what? That guess what? I did better today than I did on yesterday. And tomorrow is going to have its own strength. Worry about tomorrow. But right now, Stacey A said, Stacey Anderson is on here. Hey, best friend. She said, be kind. Jamila's on here. She said, this is amazing. Great job, Quia. Be kind. Your family is supported. I told you that guess what? Charity starts at home. And if it was not true to who she is and who she's been, they wouldn't be on here because she don't come from that family. She is actually absolutely the cousin of Dr. Medina. She's her baby cousin. And if anybody knows Dr. Medina's story, her family they're not fake and phony. It would be like, girl, bye. We'll catch you at Thanksgiving. They are on here and they're supporting. And we want you to know the Midday family is super excited that you graced us today to have lunch with us. We're excited. I want everybody that can, instead of giving your kid a new pair of sneakers, get your kid a book. I was reading this Quia. This guy said this. He said, Black excellence and how we can empower our kids is by putting a book in their hand, not just a phone. Let's get our kids back to the library. Let's get them back to reading. It's quality time. Like you said, dating yourself, reading this book is empowerment, it's self-awareness, it's powerful. If you are a mom or your kids are going back to school, we are praying for you. If you are in any transition, you need this book in your hand. This needs to be in your library. The Art of Life, rediscovering. It says the beauty in self-discovery.
Yes.
How God has made you is beautiful. What you're getting ready to get into with God is beautiful. You haven't seen it. Don't discount it. Be kind, not to yourself, be kind to others. I want to say thank God to everybody. Stacey H, Judy, she says so true. Listen, I want everybody to have an amazing day. Those that said that you want to sow a seed today, I want you to sow. No seed too small, no seed too big. We're gonna bring Quaya back so she can say bye. I want you to sow your seed. $ Fat Marcy 70. Those that want to sow, if you want to sell your seed, I'd appreciate it. You make your ministry happen. Zell Marcella.booker@aol.com. The people on YouTube are sending up hearts and love, and they're saying, "Be kind, be kind." YouTube, Quaya loves you. Quaya, we're about to leave, but tell them again where they could find you.
Yes, they can find me on Instagram at brownskin14. That's BROWSKIIN14. Follow me on Instagram to stay. I did a giveaway for the Art of Life, so please follow me on Instagram. I have another giveaway coming up. It'll be some free books, some free bags. So follow me on Instagram at brownskin14, and also shop Amazon and Barnes and Nobles for the Art of Life.
So listen, for me and Quaya and Midday Family, we want to say, have an amazing day. Don't forget to be kind. We love you.
Yes, take care. Thank you guys for having me.
To do just what he said he would do, and he's gonna fulfill every